Thank you, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I happy to meet all of you. It brought back my memory. 30 years ago, I was there, where you all are. I'm very happy to share my journey and my life experience with you all. St. Joseph's trained me and gave me a tool to succeed in my life. I am very happy that I get the opportunity to give back to something to my college. I wish you all the best for your bright future. I hope you all enjoy this webinar and get something out of this. Thank you. So, very first slide about me. So I studied here between 1987-90 with Bartholom and Mani. And then I did my master's 91 to 93. So in between, I worked 1 year, and then I came back for my master's degree. So I born and brought up a place called Kulamanikam, close to Trichy. So I learned a lot from professors and classmates. They helped me a lot, during my stay. So struggled initially in college because I come from Tamil medium background, and also E&M is we need to study in first semester. It's very challenging subjects. I also I didn't get into the hostel, so I need to travel like 40 kilometers from my place every day, up and down. So I struggled a little bit, but the professors, helped me a lot to get through all the tough period. Okay. So I did my project in PHEL. I got a wonderful guide there, Mr. Paul Daniel. Yeah, he guided me. He taught me the basic of computer and the programming. So I learned a lot from him too. So I started my small career, small company in Chennai. So I need to do my first job. So I need to do everything, teaching, programming, testing, everything. So that's where my career started. So I was getting like 1,000 rupees per month at the time. So I found my first development job in Rajkot, Gujarat. So I worked there for 2 years. And then I came back to Chennai and joined a US company in 1997. And I worked for IBM for 10 years. And then currently I'm working for state government of North Carolina, the government organization. Yeah, this is all about me. So I love Tamil literature. I love Tamil poetry. As Bartholom said, I wrote a couple of books. So I love Tamil literature and Tamil culture. Okay. So next, I'd like to share the career advice. So we got, in 30 years we faced a lot of stages. So I just want to share some of the advice for you guys, to get into the market, get into the job market. So be ready to learn always, So when I studied, there is no internet and smartphone. So you guys imagine, IT without internet or, smartphone, Google Map. That's where we study, when I remember there is a PC without a hard drive. So we need to insert a floppy drive in one drive, one disk, and then wait for 10 minutes to system come up. So that's how we learn. But when we come to work, so we need to learn all these things, internet, Java, C++, everything. So, for example, in the COVID period, so before COVID, nobody know like Zoom or technology, or the communication technology. Just it's a pick up like anything. So like that, the you need to ready to learn all your stages. Okay, and improve your communication skill is very, 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 very important, because now the programmers working all over the globe, so you need to have good communication skill. Um, so conduct seminars, write papers, participate in competition, and don't afraid of failures and try new things. தமிழ்ல வந்து ஒரு பழமொழி இருக்கும், தமிழ் டைலாக், தோக்குறவனை பிடிக்கும், ஆனால் வந்து விளையாடுறவனை விளையாட பயப்படுறவனை பிடிக்காது அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி. ஸோ டோன்ட் அஃப்ரைட் டு டேக் எனி chances, try yourself, and make use of college resources. And there are so many career options available to you. So you don't need to just write a code, to survive in IT field. There are so many fields you can, choose and excel. So technical, non-technical, database side, testing, cloud, mobile, and developing games. There are so many different fields. Find your strength. Which area you are most strength are, and try to excel on that area, and do your project in strength. And then take proceed from the from that you can move on. And many of my co-workers, they didn't study computer science at all. They came from commerce, literature. Some of them, my friends, they studied literature and switch over to IT field. So you have better chance. You have a fundamental of computer science. So you have better chance. So don't afraid. You can survive. That's all I can say. So if you able to learn and you'll survive. Okay. And you may not get your dream job initially. When I was in college, okay, I was thinking, okay, I'll start my job in big company like Infosys, Tata, But I started my career in a small company, like three of us working together. Like that, don't worry. If you're not able to get into a big company, it's okay. You learn a lot from a small company. So don't worry. If you're getting into a big company, good. And but if you don't worry. Okay, that's all I can say. And try to get a certification, like AWS, Oracle, and Java. This will distinguish yourself from the competitors. If you put this, you have certification in this area, so it is a very good chance to get into, call for interview, and you can succeed. And network with your friends. Use LinkedIn. So write a good. I think in future, one of the presentation, they are going to talk about LinkedIn. So set up your profile and network with your friends. And interview tips. Do mock interview. So here in the college, my son went to college here. So they ask some, person in the industry. They ask us to interview the children. They send the resume to us. So we'll do a mock interview, like So we will give a suggestion like resume, or how their communication skill and all. So like if you guys or I can Dr. Chris. If you're not done that yet, you can consider that. You can ask for a volunteer to do mock interviews, so that will help the children, and record your own voice. Uh, and play back. So how you do a conduct interview, record yourself and play back, and hear your own voice. That will help you a lot. And maintain a simple Word document. Every time you attend an interview, and just note it down. What are the questions asked, and they find the answers, and just keep updating the document. So every time before you go to the next interview, just refer the document. You will get idea. That will help you to nail the interview. Okay? Some of my tips. And career options. So technically, if you are interested in a technical side, there are web developer, TBAs, and then if you like, testing, tester, manual tester, automation, network engineers, data scientist, security specialist, and some of ERP consultants like SAP. They don't write any code. They do only just customization. They make a lot of money. And gaming, if you are interested in gaming like Xbox, PS4, it's a very upcoming industry. And movie animation, virtual reality, and augment, 3D reality. These are all upcoming technology. So it's very interesting too. They are all looking for a creative mind, very creative developers. For a developer game or a movie, you need to be very creative. So if you are creative, then you can go on this line. So non-technical. So if you like to talk, talk with other people, the project management, business analyst, technical writers. So those are all some non-technical side. And recent additions. So cybersecurity, like now every day, cybersecurity is very, very important. And cloud, everything is now converted into cloud. And analytics, DevOps, and then now with the COVID effect is Zoom, MS Team. So one of my friend worked in Microsoft. So after COVID, so the Microsoft team, it's like there's a very big project for them. They are moving the resources to there, and then Google Meet. Those are the new areas. And then automation, like electric car, Tesla. So the future cars, if you go give to service, nowadays they don't do oil change or anything. So they're going to upgrade all the software, So all the Tesla on the car and all, 50%, 90%, all software, run by software. So the car is making decision for the driver, So all your future jobs are right there. So you should be ready for it, okay? And now, so I'm coming to the project, the car accidents. So uh, do you know how many people die each year in the car accidents? So 13 lakhs, 1.3 million every year they are dying in a car accident. So how many people die in India in car accident? 2 lakhs people approximately. So it's all can be avoidable. These are all human error, mechanical error. Um, so that's what my project is on this. So I'm going to talk about how the data can save lives. How the government using this data to save these lives. I worked on this project for 5 years. So I'm very happy that my project to make, saving life every day. So I'm going to talk about that. Um, so these are the reasons for the accidents, distracted driving, like on the phone, human errors, driver slept, mechanical failures, and drinking and driving, infrastructures, and overworked drivers. These are the reasons for all the accidents. And so why do we need data? Okay, so we need data following reasons. So if you don't know where the problem is, you cannot fix it. You need to first identify the problem. Okay, so if you so the data will help to identify where the problem is. So for that, so you need to find out where the accident happened and when it happened. One data I found out. Do you know when the most accident happened here? Saturday, um, early morning, 2 a.m. You know what the reason? Friday, no, weekend. Friday they go for a party. They drink and so leave the party at midnight. So most of it happening 2 a.m. Saturday morning. So we know. And also from the data we know where the more accident happened. So we give the data to the police officers. So what they'll do, so they put more officers in this area. Even if they don't find the officer, what they'll do, they'll go and put a car, just a cop car, with the lights on. They will just park it and come back. So that will avoid, that save a lot of lives. So we need data, we need to find out where is happening, when is happening. So, and what are the major causes for the accidents, distracted driving. And then nowadays we found the phone, being on the phone is a major, one of the upcoming reasons, because cell phone, the people are texting, driving. So um, the government put a law. Okay, you cannot text and drive. You have to use like hand-free devices to use your phone. Without the data, they cannot make a law. And drinking, driving, mechanical failures. These are all the reasons for the driving. So the data help to identify what is the root cause of the problem. So once we find the root cause, we'll try to fix it. And this is how the system is working. So here in the project, the main data collector is our police officer. So they know. So when the accident happened, the police officer, they're in the spot. So the police officer trained to use our system. So the system, we have all the possible fields, like hundreds of, I think more than 200 fields. What is the driver name? What is the license plate? And what is the age of the driver? Is he, all medical history, is he drunk? What is the location? What is the car he drove? So all the information, all the possible information he captured. So some of the officers, if they don't know, how to use the system, they have a paper system. They can write it and send it to us. So we'll put it in the system. So most of the officers trying to use the system, they type it in and send us the data online through XML. Okay, and then we have to parse the data and save it in the database in our system. Crash database. So there is another team, engineering team, to check on the quality of the data. They run a lot of reports, make sure the data is very good, because the government going to use the data, so they're going to make sure. So whatever the data coming in is good. So there is any problem with the data, we'll go back to the officer. Okay, hey officer, go and fix the data, and they'll fix it and send it to us. Okay. So once the database is ready, So, um, various people, they are accessing the data, citizens, insurance companies, government, court. So everybody using the same data. How they are using it. So we'll see, let's see. Some of the examples, how the government utilizes the data. Okay. So the seatbelt law, you know. So so we'll make first they need to make the car companies to add a seatbelt. Before like a 10 or 20 years ago, there is no, some of the car don't have a seatbelt. They push the car companies. Hey, these are the data. We see the people are dying because of the without using the seat law. So if you don't put the seat belt, we cannot sell your car. The government pushed the law there, right there. They make it a law. And I'll give you example. Uh, 4 of us in the car. Okay, so we skip the stop sign. Okay, so it's our mistake. So we crash into the car. So the other car is a flipped, and our car is also flipped. So like 4 of us in the car, all are wearing seat belt. The other persons, he also wearing seat belt. Our cars are total, but nothing happened to us. Why? Because we all wear the seat belt. Okay, so without wearing seat belt, so see five lives would have been lost on the day. Okay, so these are all the government push all those laws. Okay, so to make it law, we need a data and no cell phone. So we see the trend. Okay, now there are so many accidents happen because of the cell phone use. So we'll give it to the public. So if you want to save the life, so this is going to be a law. So for that we need a data and speed limit. Some places, accident happen because of speed limit. The speed limit is too high, so then they reduce the speed limit. Okay, this area because the visibility is less. Um, those areas they reduce the speed limit and fine reimbursement. Okay, so they put a fine. If you break the law, if there are more accidents, the fine will be higher. Some places are like thousands of dollars because to save life. So the government uses the data also to educate the public. They ran advertisement like for a teen. For the teenagers, they'll put a nice advertisement. They educate. They put advertisement TV or newspapers, and the drink and driving consequences. So automobile. So this very big thing, So the government push all the to make, nowadays the cars are very safe, So we have seat belt and ABS, auto brake, the car brake itself, and if you change the line, it will indicate you. There are a lot of decision the cars are making for you. The cars are very safe nowadays because the government push all the regulation. And seatbelt wall, some of the cars they won't start if you drink. The new cars, I heard about it. If you drink and sit in the driver's seat, the car won't start. Okay, they put some detection mechanism there. And if you don't put a seat belt, it will keep on blinking. It won't let you drive without putting a seat belt. And the airbags, auto brake. And nowadays the cars should have the rear mirror. When you pack up, you need to have the rear camera. So new regulation. And then nowadays GPS, Bluetooth, and courts, lawyer, police department. So the data is using to punish people, So if we have, if you break the speed limit law every 10 days, if you break the law like 3 or 4 times, your license automatically revoked. So you can, you cannot drive. You cannot drive if you're breaking the law continuously. So to that, you need a data. You need to track who are all the offensive, who is making the. Hello? Yeah. Um, and the TOT, Department of Transportation, they are using, they're putting a new traffic lights, where the accident happened. So we need to find the location. Okay, this place, the traffic light, if you put the traffic lights, it will save a life. And to build the bridge or roads, alternate roads, we need data. So all they're getting data from us, from our database. So to make one-way roads, increase or decrease speed limits. So all are based on the data. And media. So media, they use data to write the article, the statistics. If you put a number, say, if you put a number, okay, every year there are like thousands of people are dying. So okay, so we need to take action. And they compare the trend. Okay, what is the upward trend? What is the last year fatalities or this year fatalities, upward or downward? And what is the lead cause of accidents and dangerous location? If public know what are the dangerous location of the accidents, they'll be very careful next time when they go there. So media are using all these data. So that's all I have. So do you have any questions?